Hey lovely people out there, how are you all doing? This is your Star Guide Nikita and welcome back to Nikki's Star Guide YouTube channel once again. In today's video, we are going to discuss the effects of the upcoming lunar eclipse that is taking place on 8th of November 2022 in the sign of Aries in the nakshatra of Bharani. And so stay tuned till the end. Do not skip the intro, as I always tell you all. And if you want to take a professional consultation from me regarding your horoscope, then you can send an email to nikkistarguide@gmail.com, and all the details are given in the description section. So without any further ado, let's get started. So what is an eclipse and how it impacts each one of us? So eclipse is the time period which usually affects the mundane world more than the personal life, but I'm a strong believer that it also impacts our psyche, our thought patterns, because sun and moon are involved over here. All right, so the effects of the lunar and solar eclipse can be seen on a physical plane and on mental plane, especially during the lunar eclipse. It's time period when our thought process is going to get shifted. Our perspective towards certain things is likely to get a shift during this time. So what is happening tomorrow? The lunar eclipse is taking place in the sign of Aries. Moon will be eclipsed by Rahu this time, whereas right opposite to Moon and Rahu in Aries, there is a cluster of planets, a conjunction that is taking place in the form of Venus, Mercury, Ketu, and Sun being conjunct in the sign of Libra. So the axis of Aries and Libra is completely loaded during this time. Few weeks ago, we witnessed the solar eclipse, right, during the Diwali time, and now here we are witnessing a lunar eclipse. So this eclipse is especially very significant because number one is it's taking place in the Martian sign of Aries. Number two, moon is being eclipsed by Rahu. When moon is being eclipsed by Rahu, what does moon and Rahu represent? Moon and Rahu together represents an obsessive mind and determined mind, right? Mind that is focused on what it is that it wants to desire, attain in this lifetime. So what is going to happen is Aries is the first house sign of Kalpurush Kundali. It is all about being a go-getter, right? Initiating new things. On top of it, Rahu is the obsessive energy. Rahu is something that we want by hook or crook. We cannot adjust until we get something that Rahu desires. So when Rahu is conjunct Moon during this time, it's a time period when we will be having racing thoughts, a racing mind, agitated mind. Because Rahu, what it is doing is by causing eclipse in the sign of Aries, which is all about being a go-getter. You must have observed that we all are obsessing over certain things since past few days or even weeks. There is an restlessness within ourselves, and we are obsessively thinking about something that we want to attain, we desire from the bottom of our heart, right? So this kind of attitude can be witnessed during this time because Aries is about self, and now Rahu and Moon becoming the part of eclipse is showing that we want to attain certain things and we are obsessively planning. We are agitated to take action towards it. So Moon is being eclipsed by Rahu, right? So it shows that the significations of planet Moon are going to get impacted during this time, which is what? Moon is all about mind. Moon is the amount of comfort and peace of mind that we have in this lifetime, the kind of relationship that we share with our mother, right? With the mother figures in our life. Moon is also the significator of food, right? So it is also the significator of conveniences like Venus, but more so of comfort level, not exactly conveniences like Venus. So during this time, tomorrow it's going to be a full moon day, right? Full moon night. So what is likely to happen is, because this eclipse is taking place in the sign of Aries, we are going to get we are going to be shown our truest desires. So do not ignore the inner voice during this time. There is something within you that is telling you what you exactly need during this time. Aries is all about self. So do not sabotage your desires. Listen to it and make sure you have a plan in place to make it happen for yourself. So Aries is all about looking after ourselves. If we are well, if we are doing well, only then we can serve the world. Only then we can serve our family. Only then we can achieve our goals, right? So it's all about looking after our own needs. And this full moon, as full moon is all about completion. So what patterns are you completing during this time? What are the behavioral patterns that you want to change? What are the things that you want to make peace with in your life, in your personality, in yourself, in your behavior, in your thoughts, especially because moon is mind. So looking after all these things will be helpful. And one more thing we have to understand here is that uh, the ruler of the sign of Aries, Mars, is currently retrograde in the Gemini sign, which indicates that it is also a great time period to look after where our efforts are going, what things are getting focused by us, and is it truly worthy of our time, energy, attention, resources, thought process. Apart from this, the nakshatra of Bharani is where this eclipse is taking place. Bharani resides fully in the sign of Aries. Bharani is all about death and rebirth. So this time period is also significant to give birth to a new you. It's a great time period to do the soul, body, and mind cleansing, because Aries is all about initiation. Bharani nakshatra shows death and rebirth, and moon is all about nourishment. So look after your own needs, cultivate more self-awareness, and don't forget to be a more aware self right now and even after the time of eclipse. Look after what your inner voice is trying to telling you. What are you obsessing over? There is a guidance for you to go in that direction. Or if it's wrong, then you have to contemplate on it and then decide whether to go in that direction or not. And that's how you can make the best of this lunar eclipse 2022 happening in the month of November.